The rise of octopuses, a future without humanity. What would happen if humanity disappeared? Imagine a world where our gender no longer exists, a planet inhabited by creatures that today we might consider little more than marine curiosities. The idea of a future civilization that doesn't include us might seem like a theme from a science fiction movie, but an Oxford professor has floated a theory that is as fascinating as it is disturbing. Octopuses, with their astonishing intelligence and unique abilities, could one day dominate the Earth. Yes, they are, the mysterious cephalopods that populate our oceans. But how is it possible that mollusks can become the new masters of the planet? The theory of Tim Coulson, an evolutionary biologist, invites us to look beyond the surface. In an interview with The European, Coulson explained that octopuses are among the most resourceful creatures on the planet. They are not only intelligent living beings, but they also possess a number of adaptations that make them unique. Unlike other intelligent species, such as dolphins or elephants, octopuses are endowed with incredible motor skills and a mind capable of solving complex problems. Imagine an octopus that manages to open a jar to access food, or that camouflages itself perfectly among the rocks to escape predators. These are just some of the demonstrations of their intelligence. Each octopus's tentacle has an autonomous brain, a group of neurons that manages movement independently. These characteristics make them versatile and capable of dealing with difficult situations, just like a human would. However, while we become fascinated by the potential rise of octopuses, it is also important to consider their limitations. The life of octopuses is solitary. They do not form social groups and do not take care of their offspring. This lack of cooperation and family ties could be a significant obstacle in the long run. If octopuses were to evolve to dominate the Earth, how could they do so without a social structure that favors cooperation and the protection of their offspring? Coulson points out an interesting point. Despite their peculiarities, octopuses remain an undervalued species in a world dominated by mammals. But what if, over millions of years, these animals further develop their abilities to adapt to terrestrial environments? They could, in theory, develop breathing devices similar to underwater ones to survive on land. This futuristic vision is as fascinating as it is disturbing. Imagine a world where octopuses walk the Earth, interacting with the environment in ways we can't even imagine today. They could build shelters on the seabed, use tools, and create a civilization based on their unique understanding of the world. Of course, all this remains purely speculative. Evolution is an unpredictable process, and we cannot know for sure which direction it will take in the event of human extinction. But if we are to consider the future of our planet, it is crucial to start thinking about what life forms could thrive in a world without us. With growing concern about climate change, armed conflict, and the potential risk of artificial intelligence, the issue of human extinction is no longer a topic of science fiction, but a reality that may be approaching. What if one day creatures we consider inferior today could inherit the Earth? What forms of life could take our place? Imagine an octopus that, through a long evolutionary process, develops not only the ability to breathe air, but also to communicate in ways we cannot understand. It could even develop a culture, art, and tools. We must ask ourselves, what are the potentials of these extraordinary creatures? Coulson isn't the only one thinking about it. In recent years, more and more scientists have become interested in octopuses, revealing their fascinating and mysterious world. These animals are able to learn, remember, and even deal with new situations with surprising dexterity. Every day, octopuses surprise us with new abilities that challenge our understanding of animal intelligence. Imagine watching an octopus using a shell as a shield, or camouflaging itself perfectly to escape predators. These are not just fascinating skills, but demonstrations of their ability to adapt and survive. Here's another thing to consider. Octopuses are highly specialized creatures, but their specialization could also prove to be a limitation. In an ever-changing world, where challenges change rapidly, their ability to adapt could be put to the test. However, if we were to remain open to the idea that octopuses could one day dominate, it would be interesting to think about how they might interact with our past. What would happen if octopuses could study the ruins of our cities? Their advanced cognitive abilities could allow them to piece together our history and even learn from our mistakes. They could develop their own version of human technology, or even a form of government based on their life experience. Imagine an octopus council discussing issues of sustainability, resource use, and the protection of the marine environment. They could even learn to cooperate, developing a society based on collaboration and innovation. This narrative might seem surreal, but it invites us to reflect on the possibilities. In the distant future, we may find ourselves watching an octopus civilization thrive while we are just a distant memory. And while we get lost in these reflections, it is essential to remember that the future is constantly evolving. Every day, the choices we make affect our environment and, by extension, the future of the species that share our planet. If octopuses were to have a chance to dominate, it would be important for us, as stewards of the Earth, to do our part to protect them and preserve their habitat. In a world where technology advances and the climate changes, we may find ourselves having to reconsider our priorities and our role in the grand scheme of life. And while we reflect on all this, we invite you to subscribe to our channel, leave a like, and discover the other videos we have prepared for you. Sharing this journey of discovery with you is what makes this possible. With an open mind and a curious heart, we explore the wonders of the world and its potential. With that, thank you, and until next time.